No one expected Chang Wook to cry when Nam Ji Hyun said goodbye. What happened behind closed doors that broke the heart of one of Korea's most beloved actors? Was it just a farewell, or the final end of a love story that once captivated millions? This is Red Carpet Revealed, and today we're diving into the emotional storm that left Chang Wook in tears. Let's uncover the truth, right now. The air inside the Banyan Tree Club and Spa Seoul was unusually still. Cameras were set. Flashes were ready. And reporters leaned forward, all sensing that this wouldn't be just another celebrity event. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared them for what happened next. Chang Wook, the ever-poised, smiling actor beloved across Asia, lowered his gaze, clenched his fists, and openly wept in front of dozens of media outlets. It was the moment that froze an entire room. It was also the moment that confirmed every whisper, every rumor, and every heartbreak fans had been speculating for months. The press conference had been billed as a joint statement on future plans. A vague and diplomatic phrase from both Chang Wook's agency, Glorious Entertainment, and Nam Ji Hyun's management soup. The minute both actors walked into the room, standing side by side yet emotionally miles apart, the truth was palpable. This was not just a statement. This was a goodbye. They didn't hold hands. They didn't smile. They didn't even look at each other. The tension between them was so visible. It seemed to cast a gray hue over the entire venue. Chang Wook, dressed in a black suit, his tie slightly loose, looked drained. Nam Ji Hyun, wearing a crisp white blouse with pearl earrings, looked serene, composed to the point of heartbreak. It wasn't anger or resentment that hung between them. It was sorrow. For years, fans suspected something more than friendship between the two stars who once lit up screens in Suspicious Partner. Their on-screen chemistry had long outlived the final episode, followed by several sightings together, secret cafe meetings, overlapping vacations, an unmistakable intimacy in their body language. They never confirmed their romance publicly, but they never truly denied it either. They didn't need to. The way Chang Wook looked at Nam Ji Hyun during awards shows, or how she subtly reached for his hand when no one was watching, those were the moments that told their own story. And now, that story had reached its final chapter. Nam Ji Hyun spoke first. Her voice didn't crack. Her hands didn't tremble. She simply read from a small card. Every word was a dagger. We've shared beautiful memories, supported each other through hard times, and respected each other's paths. But love sometimes means letting go before we lose ourselves. There was no blame in her tone, just a quiet sadness. She bowed deeply, then sat down. That's when it happened. Chang Wook stood up. For a few seconds, he tried to speak. His mouth opened. No words came. Then, with a shaky breath, he looked directly into the camera lenses and said, "I didn't think I'd ever have to say goodbye like this." His voice broke on the last word, and before he could say anything else, he turned away and covered his face. Shoulders shook as he cried, raw, unfiltered emotion that stunned everyone into silence. Representatives from Glorious Entertainment rushed forward, politely asking the press to turn off their cameras. But it was too late. The image of Chang Wook weeping had already gone viral. Within minutes, the hashtags Chang Wook crying and goodbye Ji Hyun topped global trends. What could have possibly led to this? Why would a couple who had clearly built something so private, so deep, decide to part ways so publicly? Insiders close to both actors say this wasn't a sudden decision. In fact, they claim it had been coming for months. Behind the scenes, there were signs, cancelled appearances, tense silences during interviews, last-minute changes in filming schedules. A stylist who worked on a recent shoot with Nam Ji Hyun shared anonymously. She looked heartbroken even while smiling. When someone mentioned Chang Wook, her eyes glossed over. But she said nothing. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't infidelity. It was timing. According to a close friend, Ji Hyun had been offered a major role in a European drama project that would require her to move abroad for nearly a year. Chang Wook, meanwhile, just signed on for a Korean-Japanese action film that would keep him in Asia. They tried to make it work, but time, distance, and the relentless pressure of fame made it impossible. Still, why now? Why choose to say goodbye at a press conference? One theory suggests that the public breakup was a way to preemptively silence the tabloids. Rumors had been spreading, some falsely claiming infidelity, others suggesting secret engagements. Confronting the issue head-on, the couple controlled the narrative. They chose truth over speculation. The aftermath was swift and emotional. Thousands of fans left heartfelt messages online. Some were angry. Others were understanding. Many simply expressed gratitude for the joy their relationship had brought, even if only from a distance. They loved in silence and broke up with honesty. It's rare in this industry, wrote one fan on Twitter. Remained was the silence that follows a storm. Chang Wook didn't appear at a scheduled promotional event the next day. His agency released a short statement. Chang Wook is taking personal time to recover and reflect. We ask for your understanding and support. Nam Ji Hyun, on the other hand, flew to France 2 days later. Aussie caught her at Incheon Airport. Dressed simply, no makeup. Her suitcase trailing behind her. She gave no interviews. Just walked. Alone. And yet, the story doesn't end there. While their romantic chapter may have closed, the echoes of their bond continue to linger. Chang Wook was seen recently visiting the Han River at midnight, a place the two were often rumored to visit together. Sat on a bench, alone, holding what appeared to be a small notebook. Fans speculated it was a diary, a letter, or perhaps the unsent message he never got to say. Nam Ji Hyun, during a Vogue interview for the European release of her new film, was asked about love. She paused. Replied, "Love is real, even if it doesn't last forever. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk away before it turns into something you regret." No names were mentioned, but everyone knew. Some love stories end in fire. Others fade with time. But then there are those rare ones, the ones that live quietly in the corners of your heart, long after the last goodbye. Chang Wook and Nam Ji Hyun's story may be over, but for millions of fans around the world, it remains unforgettable. It had been exactly 1 week since the press conference, but the ripples from that day had not settled. Media remained ablaze with speculation, mourning, and theories. Tabloid headlines still carried words like tragedy, heartbreak, and unspoken love. But behind the noise, Chang Wook and Nam Ji Hyun had retreated into silence, leaving the world to piece together a love story that now felt like a legend. In the days that followed the emotional event, both agencies scrambled to manage the public narrative. Glorious Entertainment, representing Chang Wook, released a more detailed message. Kindly ask for everyone to respect our artist's personal space. Chang Wook is going through an emotionally challenging period. He is currently not in a condition to resume public activities and has requested privacy as he heals. Management Soup also addressed the press with measured grace. Nam Ji Hyun will be relocating temporarily to Europe to prepare for her upcoming role in a French-Korean co-production. She has always prioritized her work with professionalism and will continue to do so. We ask the public not to misinterpret her silence. But it was that very silence that spoke volumes. First, many wondered if it was simply a breakup. But the way Chang Wook broke down publicly suggested something deeper, something unresolved. Friends close to the couple began offering subtle insights. 1. A mutual colleague who worked with both actors on separate drama projects, claimed they had talked about the future. Marriage wasn't off the table. But something changed. Something personal. That something remains a mystery. One popular theory is that the two had different visions for the future. Chang Wook, ever grounded in Korea, reportedly preparing to settle down. He'd purchased a private villa in the outskirts of Seoul and had slowed down his filming schedule. Nam Ji Hyun, on the other hand, had been drawn increasingly to international opportunities and was rumored to be eyeing a career pivot that involved longer stints abroad. The idea of being apart for over a year reportedly created irreparable cracks in their bond. Still, the pain on Chang Wook's face that day couldn't be explained away by career conflict alone. According to a member of his team who asked to remain anonymous, he wasn't just sad, he was devastated. As like he had just lost something he thought would be with him forever. Photos taken just days later showed him in a black hoodie and mask, walking slowly through Gyeongbokgung Palace at night, alone. A fan claimed he stood for almost 30 minutes in front of the main gate, hands in his pockets, pointed up toward the stars. The image quickly circulated with captions like, "Still waiting for her return." Meanwhile, Nam Ji Hyun was beginning to re-emerge, albeit carefully, on a magazine shoot in Paris. Her team allowed limited behind-the-scenes footage. Looked poised as always. But even in the edited clips, something missing in her smile. In one video, as the director asked her to give a soft, dreamy gaze, she paused. The camera lingered just a little too long on her eyes. And in them, just for a second, was a flicker of something too human to be faked, regret. In an interview for Marie Claire France, she was asked a seemingly simple question: what's something you recently learned about love? Her answer? That timing matters more than love itself. The room reportedly went silent. The journalist who conducted the interview later wrote in her column, "Didn't need to ask who she was talking about. It was written all over her." Perhaps the most striking moment came when a fan accidentally captured a scene that no one expected: Chang Wook, sitting on a bench near the Han River, holding what appeared to be a small jewelry box. The fan didn't approach. Sensing the moment was too personal, she posted only a blurry photo from behind, with a caption: "He was staring at the water. Didn't move for nearly an hour. Whatever was in that box, he never opened it." Speculation exploded. Some said it was an engagement ring. Others believed it was a locket they once shared. Whatever it was, it became a symbol of the what-ifs that haunt every great love story. Even fellow celebrities were not immune to the heartbreak. Actress Park Min-young posted a cryptic quote on her Instagram story: "Sometimes the people we love the most become the stories we tell ourselves to sleep." Singer Gummy, a friend to both, posted a photo of the Han River at night with no caption, just a single tear emoji. The message was clear. Meanwhile, fans had begun organizing a small digital vigil online, sharing artwork, old couple edits, and letters to both stars. One letter, written by a longtime fan, read, "Even if you never tell us the full story, I want you to know that your love touched us. It reminded us that real love isn't always loud, and that real pain doesn't need a microphone." By now, industry insiders confirmed that Chang Wook has turned down 3 major roles, including a Netflix series. Remains in Korea, spending time with family and close friends. According to one source, he's been writing, perhaps a personal project, perhaps a letter never to be sent. Nam Ji Hyun, on the other hand, has reportedly extended her stay in Europe, joining workshops and meeting with international directors. Some believe she's preparing for a long hiatus from Korean dramas altogether, as a way to escape the spotlight that now feels too harsh. And yet, both of them still wear the same rings on their right hands, simple silver bands they began wearing months ago. Perhaps just a coincidence. Or perhaps not. As time passes, people will inevitably move on. New headlines will replace the old. New romances will bloom. But for those who witnessed that moment, when Chang Wook cried as Nam Ji Hyun said goodbye, it will remain etched in memory. There's something tragic about love that ends not with anger, but with silence. Not with betrayal, but with timing. It's the kind of ending that hurts the most, because there's no one to blame. No villain. Just 2 hearts that loved in parallel, but not in sync. So what now? Will they ever reunite? Their agency has ruled it out. In fact, pressed during a recent press event, a representative from Glorious Entertainment responded simply, "Life is long. Anything can happen. And maybe, just maybe." That's what makes this story linger so deeply in the hearts of fans, not just because of the tears, but because of the hope. Hope that love, when true, finds its way back. Even if the path is long. Even if there are years of silence. Even if all that's left is a memory sitting quietly by the Han River, waiting for a second chance. Until then, the world watches. Waits.